Hey people, it's Megan from MeganCaseyGuitar.com. I'm going to do a quick technique video for you today. If you were feeling like an awkward strummer, you're not alone. Strumming is so much harder than it looks if you don't know the secret to it. I was an awkward strummer for quite a while and I thought it was because I was a girl, which is really terrible. So please do not, do not enforce those stereotypes on yourself, no matter who you are. But the key to smooth and flowing strumming is that you have to have your right arm keep the beat for you, and the motion has to be continuous. If you ever have a place where you stop and then try to find where you are within the strumming pattern again, that's when you sound awkward, and that's when you lose your place in the song, or that's where the chord changes don't fall in the right place. So let's use an example of a really typical syncopated strumming pattern. When you hear that word syncopated, easy code for that is you have multiple upstrokes in a row without a downstroke in the middle. So a really good example would be, let's take the G chord, and you may see this written as like D, D, U, U, D. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. So you have those ups in a row, and I see a lot of like little kids do this thing where they'll go, they'll like stop and they don't know what to do with those two ups in a row. So yeah, it's obviously going to sound choppy and not fluid. So what you got to do is you got to think about something called the air stroke. So there's always 8 motions going on within any measure, and we're going to call those by the beats. So these are actually eighth notes, meaning you can fit 8 of them in a measure. They're worth like a half of a count each, but it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, which is another way of saying like here's the first half of 1 and here's the second half of 1. First half of 2, second half of 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So even if you're not doing a stroke on every single beat there, you're still doing the motion of the down and the up. So the air stroke would be if you're supposed to have 2 ups in a row, it's going to look like this. I just made that motion even though I didn't hit the strings. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up. And even this first one, the first one I did was a quarter note, which means it takes up a full count, so it takes up the 1 and the and. So to go down, down, up, I still had to move my hand back up to get to that low string. So you've got down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up. I always tell my students, if you're off and you're not feeling it, go back to straight eighth notes. Like set the beat for yourself. Feel the flow. See if you can identify where beat 1 is. So you got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And once you're getting comfortable with that, then you can try inserting those air strokes again. 1, 2 and 4 and 1, 2 and 4 and 1, 2 air stroke. 1, 2 and 4 and. Let's switch to a C chord and try one that's similar. So this is going to be a down, up, down, 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 up, down. So that air stroke is happening on 1 and 2 and it's on beat 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 4. So it's really important to keep track of where all those beats went. They all have to have a place, even empty silence is still a musical note. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I think it's really valuable to whisper a note that's being sustained or something. So you whisper the count just so you know it's still there even though you're not playing something on it. 1 and 2 and 4. 1 and 2 and 4. So, and even you can practice this with more simple strumming patterns, even like the straight down, 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 down. If if you're going fast enough playing straight downs, I'm on a D chord here, you can see in my hand that there's still a down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up happening. I'm just not playing on the ups. So you just gotta keep that motion going. Down, up, down. So let's recap. The most important thing you can do is set your hand in motion for those beats of 8. And let your arm move up and down. It obviously doesn't have to be super obnoxious Guitar Hero style, but you also don't want to just be like a wrist strummer, because that's not relaxed. You just want free flowing, loose. And I didn't say this before, but you got to use a thin pick when you strum, guys. If you're strumming with medium gauge or even heavy gauge, the pick is so thick that it's just getting caught on those individual strings. When you have a thinner pick, it just flows so much easier and it doesn't come across as so in your face. So that's my advice. Set the beats of 8, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Use the air stroke, use a thin pick, and don't give up. That's the other thing. So let me know how you like this video. Please subscribe. That's how I can keep making free things for you, helping us all progress on our guitar journeys. And I hope you all have an awesome day. Peace out.